Welcome to this special edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Stidham. I'm joined today by Sergeant Ward of the United States Army. We're down here at the new recruiting station at 4877 South State Street. Sergeant Ward, what's going on down here?
Well, this is our grand opening down here in Murray at 4877 South State. We have our new 2-year and 3-year enlistment options for $40,000. We're down here opening up the new office.
Very, very nice. Now, the Army is a great option for those of you who are kind of wondering what you want to do with your lives, but let's shift gears a little bit. We're going to talk about the fist fights. We got fights tonight and a lot of great fights. One in particular I know you're a little bit excited about.
And it's the Army's fight of the night. We have Cole Rose and Brandon Marchant fighting for us tonight.
In the main event, you want to stick around for that. We got a lot of stuff before we get to that. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you.
No!
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Ultimate Combat Experience starts now. Starts now.
Warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight.
I'm here with the real celebrity now, the Jazz Bear right here. Came out to the fist fights tonight. Mike Chrisman and Jake Truman, they're gonna love it up in the cage just like this.
Phil, that big bear was so warm and cuddly just like Chrisman.
Man, he was kind of struggling to hold you up there, I noticed, Mike.
Oh man, my ass has grown exponentially since the last time I saw it. I could not believe how large it looked in that bear's arms.
It's pretty big, Mike.
It was big. Speaking of pretty big guys, though, Jake Truman, he's a pretty big fella, 5'11", 205, trained with Stomp MMA. Now, speaking of big jackasses, here he comes.
He's one of the biggest of them all, Mike.
I just don't get that, man. I see it every time I see it. I don't understand. 5'7", 185. Chrisman giving up a little bit of weight for this one.
Yeah, he is giving up a lot of weight, Mike, but he does have the edge and experience, a lot more.
He's got the edge and experience, and certainly the edge and surliness. He's a little bit of an ornery cuss, and you know, he feels like he's got what it takes to step up with Jake Truman. We've seen Jake fight before. He's no slouch.
No, he definitely isn't, Mike. My big question going into this fight, though, is how does Sugarloaf in the middle of the fall and the winter have a wife-beater tan, Mike? I don't understand this.
Well, maybe his future is so bright. I don't know. But you see right there, Jake Truman, a swing and a miss. Mike Chrisman capitalizing, and well, he should have taken his back, but didn't. And he's trying some uppercuts here.
He's kind of in an awkward clinch here. Not really sure what Sugarloaf is looking for. But, Mike, we have a packed house tonight here at the fights. Whoa, a lot of energy in here.
There is a lot of great energy in here, and this fight is going to, I think, going to be a pretty good fight. So I think it's a great matchup. Physically, they're very similar. Jake Truman a little bit bigger, a little thicker, a little stronger. And Mike Chrisman a little bit more swole up in a certain area right now.
He got kicked in the ding-ding, Mike.
He got one where it doesn't feel so good. It even made the girls in the front row there gasp a little bit. They're not happy with that. I think Chrisman's playing it up just a little bit. He likes attention.
Well, here we go. We're going to restart this thing,
as
Mike.
I said that, as soon as I said, he popped right up. And he's ready to go. It doesn't look like he's even hurt at all.
Chrisman kind of throws a kick there, trying to go with Truman.
A little bit more of a measured approach now after that foul to the groin. Mike Chrisman a little more tentative coming in. And, boy, Truman getting yelled at right there by Dave Sully. He said, you can't throw a downward elbow strike. And Dave Sully said, yelling at Jake Truman for doing just that.
Yeah, these guys are throwing some heavy leather out there, though, Mike. I don't think that they're trying to work too much on their technique. They want the knockout here tonight.
I'm a little curious as to why Chrisman's trying to take this kid down so bad. He's got good hands. He's got good stand-up, but doesn't seem to want to stand and trade with Jake Truman. Spending a lot of energy underneath him, trying to pick him up, and I just don't quite understand the strategy.
Yeah, trying to pick him up and finally gets him down, dumps him down on the canvas there, Mike.
After burning about 2,000 calories and you know, in my opinion, I think it was a flawed strategy. And right now, Jake Truman's doing the wrong thing. He's just kind of hanging out of the head and squeezing.
Yeah, and that's something we see from guys that haven't had a lot of fights. Truman's probably had a lot of fights in the gym and you know, in training, but you don't want to sit there and hold the head and lose your energy.
He should be focusing on trying to get stood back or standing back up. Right now, he's just kind of hanging on, and maybe not necessarily a mistake because Mike Chrisman's not doing a whole lot to make him feel like that's a mistake. He's just kind of hanging out in his little grasp there and not doing a whole lot to punish him for that.
Yeah, Sugarloaf not really getting busy. I'm not sure what he's waiting for here. Oh, he dropped a nice knee in the belly there, and looks like he's trying to go knee on belly here on Jake Truman. There he goes, starting to throw some bombs there.
So I don't think Chrisman was being tentative, though. I think Truman's just a strong guy, and he had a hold of his head, and it's hard to get your head out of there. Well, Chrisman now doing what he should have been doing a minute ago, and that's throwing some leather.
Well, that was a beautiful kick by Chrisman there, Mike. He spun Truman all the way around, and boy, they are throwing some bombs here.
You know, if they'd straighten those punches out a little bit, some of them might land, though. Both those guys are throwing haymakers right there. And both of them have really heavy hands. You can see that. But you got to set those big punches up with a jab or cross or something, try to get inside.
And Sugarloaf back in on the single leg there and waste a little more energy, like you said before, Mike, and he kind of gave it up.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I don't really understand the strategy here, but we're going to see round number 2 most certainly, and that's about as close a round as you're going to see. Mike Chrisman did get the takedown, but not a whole lot was done when they were on the ground, and when they're on the feet, it was kind of sixes. Both those guys throwing big punches. Nothing really solid landed. Maybe Chrisman giving the edge with the leg kick. Who knows? Tough one to call. Round 2 when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you missed round 1 between Sugarloaf and Jake Truman. And at the break, Phil, you and I were talking a little bit about round number 1, and you'd be very hard pressed to give that first round to Jake Truman. Chrisman did get the takedown. He did get that nice leg kick, and on their feet, everything else was kind of close.
Yeah, I think point-wise, Sugarloaf did what he needed to do to capture the points. It was a close round, though.
It's a tough one to call, and you can't really complain either way. I can tell you that Chrisman is coming out with newfound energy, and this round number 2, it seems like he realizes he needs to take this round and not leave it up to the judges.
Yeah, he is coming out there. He's kind of trying to throw a Superman punch. Looks more like Chris Farley going for a donut, but
what the hell
nonetheless,
does that
he did try.
Isn't Chris Farley dead?
Well, he's probably still going for a donut somewhere, Mike.
Oh, man. I'm not even sure what that means. All right, but anyway, Chrisman slowing down just a little bit. And Jake Truman kind of taking over the tempo here in round number 2. And what we had said in the early going, this is a great matchup, and it's proving to be just that.
You know, these guys are kind of similar, though, Mike. One of them will start throwing leg kicks and landing them and turning the other one, and then the other one will come back and throw a sloppy hook. But, I mean...
No, technically, these guys are very, very similar. It's the guy who gets that punch out first. Like right there, Chrisman's controlling this little clash because he got that first shot off. And right there, I think if Truman would have let that one go, he might have gotten, you know, the upper hand in that clash.
Yeah, both these guys looking a little gassed right now, Mike. I'm a little surprised by that as much as Chrisman fights. Oh, Truman landed a big bomb there on the Sugarloaf.
Sugarloaf's in a little bit of trouble, and Sugarloaf's probably a little tired because he spent the entire first round.
Oh, Sugarloaf's out. Oh.
He ain't out.
He ain't out.
He's just
woke him up.
He's not out. He's just stupid. He's just stupid like that. Dropping his hands.
Was he taking those on purpose,
Yes, he
Mike?
was. That's Mike Chrisman. Vintage Mike Chrisman. But back to my point, Mike Chrisman wouldn't be this tired if he wasn't trying to lift Jake Truman up the entire first round.
Yeah, he did exert a lot of energy there, Mike.
And now he's trying to get a date afterward or something. There we go. All right, let's got to get busy. You get somebody's back, you got to do something with it.
Oh, Mike, those are some bombs being thrown there for a minute.
Those are some good knees. The foot stomp is back. He's bringing it back.
It didn't really do much, but didn't even make Truman move his foot, but he landed it.
He's out of gas. Now, this is going to be an interesting round to score. You know, a lot of things you can see here.
Why is his cornerman telling him to put his hands up?
Yeah.
He's in the clinch, Daniel. He needs to take him down or finish him.
I think Dave needs to restart this one. It looks like he's going to do well. No, he's not. If you're not doing anything, let's get restart.
Oh, big punch by Sugarloaf. Oh, Truman's rocked, Mike.
I don't know if he's rocked.
Now he's back in it.
He didn't look rocked to me. There you go.
Oh, nice little takedown by Sugarloaf.
Nice reversal by
Truman.
Now, if the first one was close, the second one's really close because Yeah, this is a tough one to score. This is a tough fight to score, Phil.
Maybe that little rabbit punch Sugarloaf landed there at the end of the round. I don't know.
That might have tipped the scale. Mike might have had the more devastating blows in that second round there, but hung out for way too long behind Jake Truman. This is one of those you could debate. You got to probably give round number 2 to Crispin because of the effective blows.
Yeah.
And apparently somebody agrees with me.
Yeah, G's in the building.
Oh my goodness. All right, round number 3 coming your way, and really it's anybody's ball game at this point. It's anybody's guess who's ahead on the judges' scorecards. But both these guys look like they're pretty tired and not really super excited about trying to pull this one out.
I am a little shocked that Sugarloaf is as tired, Mike. We've seen him go 3-round fights before, but he took this fight on short notice.
Keep in mind, he wasn't planning on fighting tonight. He took this fight because somebody else wouldn't. I'm not going to even get into that. Somebody else saw Jake Truman and got a little scared of him, said, I want to fight him. Maybe he looks a little too tough for what I was expecting, and decided not to fight. Mike Crispin said, you know what? He looks tough. That's why I want to fight him. So here he is. Crispin just hanging out at the weigh-ins doing what he does, and sometimes he winds up in fights that way.
Yeah, I mean, Sugarloaf's never backed down from a fight. He'll take a fight on any type of notice.
No, not only back down to him, he looks for him right there.
Big kick.
He just got his ass kicked literally and got dropped to the ground right there. And Jake Truman pouncing on him, but not doing much once there.
Well, Sugarloaf in the half guard there. I didn't even know Sugarloaf knew what a half guard was, Mike. But
I don't think he does. He's asleep under
just
there.
Holding on.
Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out. Oh my goodness, he actually does look kind of like he knows what he's doing.
Maybe he's taking some of those jiu-jitsu classes.
Probably got lost on his way somewhere else and wound up in a jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Yeah, I know. Right there, Truman doing a good job of trapping the arm and didn't quite get what he wanted out of it, though. Crispin able to get it back out and get his head tucked in and not let him really tee off on him. I think Truman really needs to do something here, though. He's found himself in dominant position for the first time in the fight. He really needs to do something, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think either fighter can coast here and think that they've just won the fight. They're that far ahead on the judges' score. This is a very close match, one way or another. And Truman needs to get busy. But once again, Mike, Truman doesn't have a lot of fights. I am impressed that he's sticking with a veteran fighter like Sugarloaf this late in the fight.
You know, Phil, this is one of those fights, too, that you can watch a fight from one angle and then watch it from another angle and see a completely different fight. It's that close, and it's just that seesaw, that back and forth. Nobody's really dominated in any of these positions. So, you know, really, you're right, man. This is a tough one to score, and somebody ought to be trying to win this fight right here with a few moments left in the fight.
Yeah, I think one of these fighters needs to get the necessary points, and that's not what you want to do there, Sugarloaf.
He said, well, it looks so comfy down there.
He should have went for the takedown and tried to get the takedown points. And,
I think that's what he tried to do. He tried to pull guard and pull him into a guillotine.
Well, we got about 30 seconds here left in the round, Mike. I think someone needs to win this fight right now. This is the last of it.
We beat that point into the ground, and, you know, frankly, bottom line is these guys are both tired, and there's not a whole lot left in the tank, so I don't think you're going to see any magic worked here, any big major flurries or anything like that. They're going to have to stand on their merits up to this point. You see Truman on top for the most part of this round, and so you've got to probably give round number 3 to him. But first and second round, you know, those are tough fights. Those are tough rounds to score.
Yeah, very, very close fight, Mike. Very close fight.
Yeah, you know, it'll be very interesting to see. If nothing else, we saw a good fight. You don't see heavyweights get out there and mix it up like these guys did, and these guys came out and put on a pretty good show. It'll be fun to see what the judges thought about it. And Mike Crispin has nothing to hang his head about. Jake Truman, same thing. Both these guys came out and put on a good show for the fans.
One thing is for sure, though, Mike, if you leave it in the judges' hands, though, I mean, that's what you're doing. You're leaving it in their hands. You didn't win the fight outright, so you never know what's going to happen.
Well, you can't certainly complain about the judge's decision. Let's listen to what the judges had to say. Dave Sully said not sure which guy is which, but it looks like Jake Truman coming away with a big win tonight. He's going to get his hand raised, and you know, congratulations to him. Came up here, took care of a guy with a little more experience than him, and came away with a big win.
Great Clips is home of the $10 haircut. Also pick up $10 UCE tickets only at participating locations.
You know, I thought it was kind of a controversial decision, but at the same time, it was a close decision. It was, you know, it was close. What were your thoughts on the decision? You know, that was a tough kid, man. He took everything you threw at him. You took everything he threw at you, and you kind of went back and forth.
Yeah, you know, it was a back and forth fight. Stupid of me to put my hands down like I usually do and let him sock me. That probably didn't help me on the scorecards. The knee to the nuts kind of took a little air out of me. I know it was accidental, so not worried about that. I'm not making any excuses. You know, Jake's a tough kid. Could have went either way, you know, it didn't go mine.
Are you Army strong? Find out what it takes to be a soldier in the U.S. Army at GoArmy.com.
Jake Truman, what a war with the veteran, the Sugarloaf. Man, you really showed what you're made of, bro, and that's a lot of heart. And some fists and some kicks to throw behind that.
Yeah, been training hard twice a day for months and months. I just want to thank Mike for taking that fight. Showed up at weigh-ins last night, and the guy that was supposed to fight me ran out the door. I've been trying to get a fight for a month, so my hat's off to Sugarloaf. Appreciate it.
Not only did he run out the door, I heard he ran into a car running out the door down the street. Jerry the Bull. All right, man, what's the plans for the future? Anyone watching you, they got to know you got a well-rounded game now. You can kick, you can punch, you can wrestle. You can definitely take a shot, bro.
My plans for the future, just keep training hard. My main goal is to fight in the UFC, so I just got to keep going, working hard, drop down so I can walk at 205 so I don't have to cut weight. That just sucks. So, I mean, just keep working hard. Hard work pays off, hopefully.
Jake, anyone you need to thank for your fight tonight, for your training, for your family, anything, brother?
Yeah, I want to thank my team I trained for in Cedar City, Talon Torres, Monty Fielding, Carl Medina, Stomp MMA. Check them out at myspace.com, Stomp MMA. Appreciate everybody. I love you, Jaylee. Love you, Arlene. Love you, Dane. Good to see you guys.
All right, Jake Truman, watch out, Utah. He's here.
That was a great fight. A little bit controversial, who knows, but could have went either way.
If it was up to me, don't leave it to the judges.
That's exactly great advice, Mike Crispin. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. We got a couple featherweights coming out here about the size of this young lady. What do you think about this one? She ain't got much to say. Sergeant Ward, what do you think about this matchup?
Personally, I like Allred just because he's got that Army spirit. He's been fighting every week.
That is very cool. Going up against a pretty tough kid, though, Lorenzo Herrera, featherweight, no holds barred. Check it out.
Both these guys have that Army spirit, in my opinion. Lorenzo Herrera is a kid that trains really hard at night, and Kevin Allred's a guy that comes in and trains very hard during the day. They just don't cross paths too often. Well, they're going to cross paths here in the cage tonight. Loco Lorenzo Herrera, 5'6", 155, living up in Woods Cross, but originally from the Tooele area. We talked about him last time he fought. He's kind of one of those tough guys out in Tooele.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, Mike. They must grow on trees out there in Tooele. Not a lot to do out there for a fight, but we've seen this Kevin Allred kid before.
Yeah, he's also 5'6", 145, giving up a little bit of weight to his opponent here, but he's got a little bit more experience. We saw this a little bit in the last fight where Kevin Allred's got the experience here, and Lorenzo Herrera's got just a little bit of weight on him. Dangerous Dave Selly said your referee for this contest one more time with a drop of the hand and a touch of the gloves, and here we go.
I expect Allred to have the edge in striking, Mike. You know, I've seen this kid kick. Oh, nice little kick, but he fell down there.
You know, I don't know that I agree with you because Lorenzo Herrera is a pretty decent boxer. I think Allred might be a little better kicker, but Lorenzo's boxing's not too bad.
And they go here in the clinch, and they're kind of ragdolling each other around. Hard to tell which one of these guys is stronger at the beginning of the fight.
You know, I think Lorenzo kind of showed in that clash there. He kind of threw Kevin up against the cage there, and he's holding him against the cage. Nice takedown there, but I think Allred's looking for a submission of some sort.
Oh, he's got the Kimura there, Mike. This could be over. This is on tight.
Well, this is where we talked about strength a moment ago. Is Lorenzo strong enough to power his way out of that? Because it really looked like Kevin Allred landed right into that position when they hit the ground, and sure enough, Lorenzo Herrera able to get out of it.
Well, he powered out of that. He did nothing but power out of that, Mike. That wasn't technique. He powered out of that and pulled out, and Allred now up against the fence, looking for another submission there. He looks like he's going for an armbar or triangle.
He sure is, and once again, you see the difference right here between a technician and a powerhouse, because Lorenzo Herrera is making it difficult just because he's so strong.
The thing I've seen a lot of mixed martial arts, though, Mike, a lot of the guys that have the good technique, though, don't have the stamina to go with that technique. And the guy that doesn't have the technique weathers that storm and then puts the pounding on. Let's see if that's
kind
the
of
case
conversely,
tonight.
you see a guy that kind of powerhouses you and ragdolls you and runs out of gas as well.
Yeah,
so
you do see both.
So, you know, I know both these guys work very, very hard in the gym. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see which one of these guys can win a battle of attrition if it gets that far. You see right here, Kevin Allred sneaking on another arm lock, and it looks like he might be in a pretty good position here.
Well, he does have the angle there, Mike, and he's almost got it. I think he's going to pull it off.
Well, there's that power move again where Lorenzo just pulls his arm right out of there and making Kevin Allred pay for that by a couple nice shots to the side of the head.
But, you know, Mike, at this weight and this height and as short as their arms are, you know, you really got to have that arm bar on tight to get that locked in, you know, because Lorenzo, he's going to pull his arm out. He's too strong and too short arms, quite honestly.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. He's very compact, and that does make these submission attempts very, very difficult. You got to have it on very, very tight. But it looked to me that Kevin Allred did. I mean, he got in the right, excuse me, the angles, and looked like he had it. His body was in the right position. But boy, yeah, Lorenzo just making it difficult for him.
Yeah, he is making it difficult for him, and Lorenzo is just kind of mauling Allred a little bit here right now. It's got to take a little bit out of Allred to not be able to get back into a proper jiu-jitsu position or to get up to his feet, or, you know, he's getting mauled here a little bit, Mike.
He is getting mauled just a little bit. With 5 seconds left in the round, looks like we're going to see a round number 2. How do you see this fight, Phil? You saw one guy on top kind of being more physical, another guy on bottom attempting a couple submissions. How do you see it going?
Well, he was attempting those submissions, but in my book, he didn't get close enough to finishing them that I would negate what Lorenzo did, being on top, get the takedown, and overpowering him.
Okay, so you would say Lorenzo Herrera winning round number 1?
That'd be the condensed version of what I was trying to spit out there, Mike.
Very good. And, you know, again, it's really a matter of what the judge likes. You can see how a judge would rule the other way if they're a big submission guy, perhaps. You know, one of those tough ones to call. But, yeah, I think I would probably agree with you on that, Phil.
I think Allred's starting to find his place with those kicks. He landed a couple of those kicks real short, choppy kicks, but he got him in there. In on a shot now, going for the single leg.
I think he decided, I don't want to be underneath this round. I'm going to get the takedown and see if I can't work some magic from on top. And very nice move. You saw the power and strength right there of Kevin Allred. He's no bum himself in the strength department.
Oh, he picked him up all the way over his head, all 4 feet up there in the air, Mike.
Well, and I'll tell you, though, Lorenzo's a good wrestler, too. So for Kevin Allred to be able to get that takedown, you know, it says a little bit. He shot in. It was a nice shot. Beautifully followed it up. You see Lorenzo working for a submission of his own.
He's working for a triangle there. I did like the way that Allred backed Lorenzo into the cage and shot in on that, but now he's in trouble here.
He most
he's in a
certainly
triangle,
is.
Mike.
It's not super tight.
It's more of a rectangle right now, but
yeah.
it's trying to. It's so belonging its way down to a triangle position here.
Well, see, now who knew that Lorenzo even knew triangles? He's not been in this submission game for too very long, but it looks like he's doing all the right things at all the right times and just about has that triangle on.
Mike, I'm telling you, kids these days, they got it good. They see so much of the sport now at an early age on TV or magazines and everything. They're starting to understand what these triangles are in elementary school and stuff.
I agree with you. Right there.
He tapped him out.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, what a turn of events right there. The submission guy got submitted by Lorenzo Herrera, who really is he's a tough kid, and we didn't realize he had those kind of skills.
If you would have told me that's the way the fight would have ended, Mike, I would have been blown away. I didn't think that would have happened that way.
Not at all.
Not a triangle and Allred on top.
You know, I actually got a little criticism today about this matchup. People thought, what are you putting Lorenzo Herrera in with Kevin Allred with all that experience? Well, look at it. That's why. Because we fight it out. We don't fight it out on paper. These guys come out and slug it out.
Great showing by Lorenzo Herrera, Mike.
Yeah, beautiful.
Fantastic
Great job.
Showing.
There is only one place to get all your favorite MMA gear, including UCE merchandise, and that is Against the Fence.
So what's your plans for the future, bro? Man, you've been looking good lately, and I don't want to see this affect you mentally and what you're going to do. I want to see you back right away.
Absolutely not. I'm a fighter right now. I'm going to be a fighter a year from now. I love doing this. I have a lot of support doing this. I really need some sponsors from anybody out here that's trying to help me out. I got a 2-year-old little girl. She's got a pacemaker in March. You know, my family is the most special thing to me next to fighting. And if everybody wants to see me in this cage, I could really use some help right now. I want to keep fighting.
All right, bro. Tonight you were good, just not good enough. Hey, if you're watching at home on TV, you want to sponsor this guy, get a hold of Ultimate Combat. We'll get it taken care of. Thanks for being part of the experience, Kevin.
Thank you.
Are you Army strong? Find out what it takes to be a soldier in the U.S. Army at GoArmy.com.
Kevin, I really didn't think you were going to beat Kevin tonight. You look good, though, bro.
Oh, I knew I was going to beat him. That's how I have to go into every fight. But much respects to him, man. You know, he weighed in a little less than me, but you couldn't tell. I couldn't throw him around as easily as I thought I was going to be. But definitely a technical fighter. I felt he was creeping up on the arm bars, you know, trying to get me in some good jiu-jitsu moves. But, you know, training finally paid off.
Well, congratulations on your first MMA win, bro. That'll go a long ways towards your career. Thanks for being part of the experience. Anyone you need to thank tonight?
Yeah, definitely my wife, my kids. My wife lets me train. You know, without her, I wouldn't be able to get in here without the kids. My grandma, my grandpa, definitely my mom and my dad. My Uncle Chris for pushing me into this stuff. And all the fans, all my friends, all my family. Definitely Mike Stedham for giving people like me the opportunity to get in here. And definitely the fans.
I'm just glad your wife let you do something, bro, because a lot of guys I know that are married, the wife doesn't let them do anything. Thanks for getting in here and fighting. We're going to see you again soon, right?
Oh, for sure. I'm going to try to try out for the Combat Cartel, so hopefully, you know, I'll be in here once a month at least.
All right, brother.
Those guys got after a little back and forth seesaw battle, but Lorenzo Herrera ended up on top.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. Actually, I'd probably try to recruit him myself.
He's definitely Army strong. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. It is time for your main event, and look what I found here. A couple of the Utah Jazz dancers. Ladies, how are you doing?
We're great, thanks.
What are your names?
Tina. I'm Brooke.
And Brooke, what are you doing down here at the Army recruiting station?
11 men in uniform, so we had to come check it out.
Oh my goodness, I'm signing up, man. If no other reason, I'm signing up. Sergeant Ward, it's time for your main event, and we picked this for the main event for a reason.
These guys can get down just like we can when we fight.
All right, he personally selected this fight, Brandon March and Cole Rose. It's going to be a great main event, middleweight no holds barred. Check it out.
I originally wasn't gonna fight because I injured myself playing another sport, but when this fight came up, I started training with Drew Ellisor and his crew.
Last fight, short and quick. I like to keep him that way. Fought Corey Rasmussen, good guy, tough guy. Just short and quick. I'll try to do the same thing this fight.
Do I know anything about my opponent? I know nothing about him. I actually didn't even know his last name until about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're just training over here at the Ultimate Combat Training Center with the Combat Cartel. We're just mixed up with a little bit of everything, MMA, jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, a little bit of everything.
Let's just go out and do it. Let's just go have fun. Hopefully he doesn't hurt me too bad.
I mean, the kid, he's a big kid, looks tough, looks strong. Super nice guy. I can't even say nothing bad about him.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, Phil, I'm excited about this one. Brandon Marchant, you may recall, knocked out Sugar Shorts, knocked out Sugarloaf, who happens to be a teammate of Cole Rose. Brandon Marchant, 6'2", 185. Cole Rose, 5'9", 185. They're gonna go head to head right here, and this is exciting for me.
Oh man, Mike, that orangutan bang bang kid is stacked.
That's the best nickname in the business, the orangutan bang bang. Going up against the headhunter and Dave Sellystead. Let's get it on.
And is that a ZZ Top song, Mike? Orangutan bang bang? No, that's not it, but
dating yourself, man.
Marchant knows how to bang, though, Mike. That kid is all about brawling. Look at him in there, like the bull in a china shop.
Look at these guys getting after him. And look at that. You see Marchant. He's got 3 heads, man. Those traps are huge. This kid is nothing but muscle.
All he's got to do is connect one shot, Mike. We saw that against the Sugarloaf. He put him out cold.
It's exactly what he did. And, you know, Sugarloaf's got a pretty thick neck, and he's a hard guy to put down. So, you know, the fact that Brandon Marchant did it tells you he's got some punching power.
Oh, I think Cole got hit by one of them punches, Mike. But Cole's no stranger getting hit himself.
Yeah, Cole's got a pretty good chin himself. These guys both like to mix it up.
Cole working kind of the more technical side of the striking here, but Marchant just trying to break the house down.
Well, and he's trying to squeeze the house down too. When they get in tight here, you can see old Marchant. He's a strong son of a gun, and had been kind of winning this battle of positioning inside, but looks like he might be slowing down a bit. Cole doing a good job of getting one underhook there.
Yeah, Cole staying pretty composed going up against this
very nice takedown from Cole Rose right there. He got double underhooks, and the body lock just kind of squeezed him down to the ground. Very nice work.
Yeah, that was a nice takedown, Mike. Cole Rose has worked hard to improve on just being a boxer in the MMA world. He's working takedowns now. He's working a little bit of everything.
Well, he had kind of a half guard and then gave up position. It looks like Brandon Marchant's got a pretty decent guard.
Yeah, he almost, I thought he was almost working for a reversal there on Cole, but Cole able to slip out of that now in a closed guard there, pounding away at Marchant on the fence.
This is kind of the contrast to what we didn't see in the earlier fights, where these guys are down on the ground up against the cage, but they're staying busy, shooting, landing big shots to the body, both top man and bottom man staying busy.
Well, I mean, Mike, you look at both these athletes here in the Ultimate Combat Experience, these are some pretty in shape, active athletes that, you know, they're going to go till they don't got anything left.
I'll tell you, one of the things that I love about when the Headhunter fights, he brings a hell of a crowd. These guys are very vocal. They have a great time. But so does Brandon Marchant. For a guy who's only had a couple fights, he's got a pretty good following. So look at this stuff right here. The crowd is going absolutely bonkers.
Whoa, Mike, that was some action there.
That was good stuff.
I didn't even know how to describe what just happened there. I mean, that was orangutan bang bang meets the Headhunter head on.
That was good stuff, and both these guys, we should point out, agreed to standing and striking. Now, just as a point of note, these guys did agree to some modified rules because of an injury. Cole Rose, I don't think they're allowed to kick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. They did have modified rules there, but I see this fight ending with some punches to the face, one way or another. I'm looking for the kick. I'm looking for the knuckle sandwich.
Well, right there, round number one is in the books, and what a great round it was. If the second round is anywhere nearly as good, we're in for a treat. Daniel Castro coming in to give some words of advice to the Headhunter. And Daniel Castro is getting pretty well known as the guru, the guy who's working everybody's corner. Right there, getting Cole Rose ready to go, and looks like Drew Ellisor working Orangutan Bang Bang's corner, and he's also a guy that's been around quite some time.
Oh, Mike, look at that. If you weren't here live, the energy in this room is just amazing. You've got Cole's fans on one side, and you've got Marchant's fans on the other side, and it's like being at a BYU-Utah game or something.
And a clash of titans right in the middle, and these guys are going after it right there. Whoa!
Oh, nice takedown by the Bang Bang.
That looks exactly like the takedown that Cole Rose got in round number one. And let's see if now the Orangutan Bang Bang can sit up and do what he needs to do here to finish this fight.
Man, the Orangutan Bang, he is just a physical specimen, Mike. Look at that kid.
He is. You see Cole trying to move him, and that guy isn't budging anywhere.
He's not moving at all. I mean, that lat spread he's got on it.
Afraid he's going to take flight here.
Yeah, I don't think he's missed many trips to the gym there, Mike.
You know what, though? Right there, that was a great job of Cole Rose being able to get up. He saw that the orangutan was a little bit stiff, and he was able to get his stand-up there. It looks like he might have knocked the orangutan down.
I wasn't sure if he knocked him down or
I think he
pushed
did.
him down.
I think that was a shot that knocked him down.
Wow. Well, the action in this fight is just amazing, Mike.
Marchant doing a good job of not letting Cole Rose finish this fight. He's getting his composure back, but I think Cole should have pounced on him right there.
I think he should have too. He's given Marchant time to get his composure back, and Marchant's right in front of his corner, in front of Drew Ellisor and company, and getting some instruction and kind of getting his faculties about him again.
You know what? Cole Rose said, hey, I knocked you down once, I'll knock you down again. Let's get back up on our feet.
Here we go. I mean, this is just two bulls in a china shop.
Oh,
right
man,
here.
another big right hand.
Cole dropped that two right on Marchant. Whoa.
Nice stuff. Marchant doing a great job of getting in tight here. Oh, and swinging for the fences, but just missing is Brandon Marchant.
Man, I'm telling you what, Mike, you give this Marchant kid a little bit of time, and
Cole's the head hunting now, though. He's got to calm down and not try to finish it in one punch. Set it up.
I think that's what Marchant wants to get him into. He wants to get him into, you know, just throwing bombs at him so Marchant can land one of those power bombs he's throwing. But his Cole is picking him apart a little bit, but Marchant's landing those power shots.
Yeah, well, they're both landing power shots. Both these guys doing a great job here in round number 2 of 3. scheduled rounds here between these two guys, middleweights, and these guys have to be among the top middleweights we've got. Brandon Marchant, kind of new to the game, but you see he belongs right among the upper echelon of this weight class.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. This Marchant kid, like I said, if you give him a little bit of time, the sky's going to be the limit for this guy.
Absolutely.
Oh, Cole working for the guillotine here.
And a big knee. I think that was the big shot right there, right on the crown of the head, too. And you can see the effect it had. Brandon didn't like that at all.
Oh, those are some powerful knees there, Mike. And you can knee to the head if you're not on the ground in mixed martial arts in our show. And
what
Cole
a great finish to the second round. And both these guys giving much respect to each other, rightfully so. Man, I'll tell you what, the fans here are really seeing one of the better fights we've seen in a while. In fact, the entire night of fights has been pretty spectacular. Man, if you leave right now, you're nuts. Round 3 when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, man, oh man, you probably missed one of the best night of fights we've had in quite some time, and certainly being capped off by one of the best fights we've had in a very, very long time. Cole Headhunter Rose going up against Brandon Marchant. Orangutan Bang Bang is his nickname, and these guys have lived up to every bit of their nicknames tonight.
That's right, Mike. Sometimes we get main events, they're so-so, they're good, they're great. This is one that you didn't want to miss.
These guys are making me look like the matchmaker, the fight doctor, man. If I put this as main event, I'm going to take all the credit. I knew it was going to be just like this, and right here you just get the sense one of these is going to land, and somebody's going night-night.
Oh, Mike, the crowd for both of these fighters is just going insane. The Marchant crowd on one side, the Cole Rose crowd on the other side. I mean,
speaking of the Cole Rose crowd, you can see his wife in the background. She is all over the place, as she always is when Cole fights. That right hand found its mark on the chin of the Orangutan Bang Bang. You see him spit out his mouthpiece. That means that one hurt.
Mike, one thing I've noticed about Cole in this fight and in his past fights, he's got a great 1-2 punch, Mike. I mean, it's as good as we've seen in the show in a while.
He sure does, but sometimes he gets away from it and just tries to swing for the fences. If he sticks with his 1-2 and then tries to put you away, he'll do that right there.
Oh, 1-2, 1-2.
Oh, man.
Orangutan Bang Bang looks a little like he might have got hurt by one of those shots.
Well, you see the tide in this fight really starting to shift toward Cole Rose. Well, that's going to do it. Unbelievable. There's that 1-2 you're talking about. Cole Rose celebrating a big win. And you know what? You've got cause for celebration because you just beat a kid that is tougher than nails.
Well, Mike, that was a beautiful combination to end that fight.
Once again, Daniel Castro stepping into the cage here, and maybe Daniel gave him all the tools he needed to get that big win.
That was a beautiful one, too. But, this Marchant kid, he cannot hang his head. He's only had a couple fights.
Oh, dude, he'll be back,
He pushed Cole to the limit there.
You bet he did. He'll be back. I guarantee you, Brandon Marchant's going to want to knock that guy out again. He's going to want to knock that guy. He's going to knock up. Line him up. I'll fight him again. I know this kid.
There's Cole Rose, his beautiful wife.
So beautiful, that young lady. This is a great, perfect shot view of the combinations that were going out there in that round number 3. Cole really seemed to kind of find his distance and found the mark right there just above the temple, and that was going to do it for this fight right here. Cole Rose getting a big TKO victory. Right there, you see it's official now. Dave Selyestead with a raise of the hand right there. He reminds me a bit of Muhammad Ali. Got a little chit-chat going on after his fight.
Jibba-jabba. He's got a little jibba-jabba in him. Great fight by both fighters.
Great night of fights. Skull Candy, the official headphones of the UCE. Check out their complete line of headphones and accessories at skullcandy.com.
Brandon Marchant, what a battle in only your second mixed martial art fight, man. Dude, you impressed me, man. You are one intense individual, and I thought you had Cole a few times, just came up a little bit short, brother.
You know what? I don't know what he was doing, but he dodged a lot of hits. When I pushed him off me a couple times against the fence, threw a couple shots at him. As my arm was coming around, I for sure thought I was gonna knock him out, but somebody kept dodging him. So, I don't know, I felt like Rocky getting beaten in the head by that Russian until he finally knocked me out.
Hey, Brandon, I'm telling you right now, there's guys sitting at home in their couch, West Shore, Magna, West Valley, wherever. They're scared to death of you, dude. You are one intense individual when you get in the cage. Cole Rose is an experienced fighter. You pushed him to his limit, brother.
Hey, I told him that after we walked around the ring, I told him when we hugged and stuff that you only get better by fighting the best, and I fought a damn good fighter.
That's right. Cole Rose is one of the best fighters in Utah right now. Where are you going to go from here? You're with the Drew crew, Ty Martinez. I mean, what are you guys going to do? I don't think there's any things to work out with your game. It's just, this is your second fight. Second fight, bro.
I'm going to go to bed. I'm so tired. But I think I'm going to let my eye heal for a second. He put a beating on my right eye. But I don't know, from here I'm going to just, I guess, go back to the gym with Sean and Drew and work on my defense, I guess. I need a lot of defense working on.
All right, Brandon, you really don't got a lot of areas you need improving. It's just, getting that experience. Glad to have you in Ultimate Combat experience. I'm not saying it tonight because you were good enough. You were just fighting Cole Rose, a headhunter. You showed a lot. Anyone you need to thank?
Sean and Drew and my brother that came and his wife and his father-in-law, my friends, my mom and dad that can't be here. But I just want to thank everyone that, helps me train, goes to the gym with me, and that's it.
All right, let's give it up one more time for Brandon Marchand.
Are you Army strong? Find out what it takes to be a soldier in the U.S. Army at GoArmy.com.
Cole Rose, man, that was a great fight. I'm going to put that on my list as one of the best fights of the year. That Brandon Marchand kid, that kid is freaking tough, bro.
He hits like a freight train. The guy's got heart, a talented dude. It's only his second fight and he's out here. I've got 10 fights, pushing me to everything I had to get him. I came in here a little injured and he agreed on some rules with me. He was avoiding leg kicks. And I appreciate Brandon. What a stud. The guy's a hell of a guy right there.
But Cole, what's the future for you to Combat Cartel? UCTC Cole Rose, the headhunter.
We're just training hard. We got some of the best fighters in the state right now. We got the Sugarloaf. We got some of the best coaches. We got Daniel and Eddie over here. We're just doing everything right now. We got good coaches all around every aspect of the game. And I just want to thank Mike Stidham for all that.
All right, Cole, anyone else you need to thank for your performance tonight?
Always. Got to thank my beautiful wife first and foremost. I got to thank Stomp Fight Gear. Go to stompmma.com. Get you some bag gear. I got to thank Tattoos by We. Give her a call, 548-8454. Knee Case and Son Masonry. Call Tommy, 381-6556. Mike Stidham, you guys want to train with the best? Come down to the Ultimate Combat Training Center, 967-5295. Woo!
Hold on, Cole. Show him the back of the shirt. Oh, yeah. Tattoos by We. 801-548-8454. They'll get you taken care of. And if you get in the cage with Cole, he's going to get you taken care of.
Hey, I got to thank CG Printing, too. Go to cgprinting.com. Thanks, guys.
What about MSN? They created Microsoft, all that. Are you grateful for that, too?
Yeah, I got to thank Bill Gates. He's a hell of a guy.
It's Cole Rose, Utah. He's back. Watch out.
What a great night of fights, and that main event did not disappoint.
No, it didn't. I told you they'd bring it.
They did it, just like the Army does. They were Army strong. And speaking of Army, man, thank you so much for having us down to your grand opening here. Tell the folks at home one more time what they can expect if they come down and see here at the recruiting office.
Well, you have the 2-year and 3-year options, both bringing up to $40,000 in cash bonuses, and you get to serve your country at the same time.
Very, very nice. Now, that's very cool. Now, you've been serving your country, and you've been beating the crap out of these guys, put them through the paces. The Combat Cartel fight team tried out the other day, and Sergeant Ward, you put them to the paces.
Yes, it was fun.
All right, we're gonna not so much for them. All right, come down and check out the guys here at the 4877 South State Street, the Army Recruiting Office. A great bunch of guys. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience. We'll see you next week.
Oh!